Well, hey, there you are, Sonia here. Welcome to Sonia's Sermonettes. It's a beautiful October day, and I've enjoyed it being outside with a cooler breeze now. And as I was sitting out there thinking, I came across with a thought that I thought, now this is a good idea to share with my friends out there that listen to me weekly, regularly, and I appreciate all those that do. And I thought, what one individual has walked the face of this earth that had the greatest influence and the greatest impact upon humanity there ever was or ever has been. And what was his formula? Now, it wasn't as if we didn't know about the Old Testament rules and laws and regulations, but it plainly states that after the Son of God was here, he fulfilled the law, and we are now living under the law of grace, and most importantly, mercy and salvation has been offered for all of humanity. And the way that he influenced so many people, have you ever wondered how it was? Back in the day when there was no technology, no cars, no cell phones, no internet, he didn't have a great outreach from all over the world, but guess what? He reaches the whole world now. It's been publicized all around the world about what the Son of God did and the power that he walked with while he was here on earth. Now, if you look at the times when he called these disciples, many of them were not fine-tuned characters, now were they? They had a lot to learn, they had a lot to overcome, but most importantly, they just sat and listened to the teachings of the Messiah. What a beautiful experience it must have been to have one-on-one personal relationship with Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Now, if you read where Jesus was walking the face of this earth and the type of people that he related himself with and connected himself with, they weren't the best of people, now were they? Many of them had dire straits, great needs. Many of them had no idea that they were actually in the very presence of the Son of God, the Savior of the world. So what was it that Jesus did that changed people's lives, even to the degree that he changed the Apostle Paul's life? What did Jesus do? Did he lay down a bunch of rules? Lay down a bunch of regulations? There were a few rules. And you know, if we live in life at all, we know that there are rules that we need to abide by because they are for our own protection. They are for our guidance, our direction. But what Jesus did was this. He manifested a true, heartfelt acceptance to the people. Because if you find out most people feel as if that God or Jesus Christ would have nothing to do with such a one as themselves, that they do not feel worthy, they do not feel they're qualified, they feel as if, their life is just void and corrupt and what have you. And that comes from old religious teachings. Here's what Jesus did. He accepted each and every one with the acceptance of those that was in his Father's temple and had corrupted it by selling and buying and trading and doing everything wrong. And he was very upset with them now, wasn't he? And he actually got so upset they got themselves a good whipping for that day and got their little tables turned over for selling and buying in the house of God. But when Jesus was out there on the field, we'll put it that way, everywhere he went, he manifested power, he manifested love, and he manifested compassion. And he did not condemn, as he has said before, neither do I condemn you. Now, I want to know one thing here, is why is it that so many people feel it's okay and it's acceptable to go around condemning others, when in fact, My mother used to say we need to clean off our own back porch first. And I agree with that statement. We need to stop focusing on what others are actually doing and need to start focusing on what they may need, what we can do to encourage them, what we can do to help them along their way, to manifest the love of God, to manifest what God is really about. You know, Jesus made a way, and he made it very clear that he came to save the world. He said, it says in the Word, he did not come to condemn the world. It was already condemned. But he come to save the world. Now, where's our Savior at today? Is it just a hand-picked few choice people that Jesus accepts and that God the Father accepts? It's his creation. We are his family. And we should start acting like we're family and manifesting that love that Christ had, the overwhelming compassion that he had for those that was sick, for those that were afflicted, for those that were down and out, even for those that was possessed, the lame, the blind, the deaf, all that. He did everything good. He came to give his life as an ultimate sacrifice, dear friends, for you and I. Aren't you glad to know that how Jesus has such a tremendous influence and impact upon people is through love and compassion and giving people hope and helping them in every aspect, giving them directions. And we've got the same Jesus today. The same power of God is today. And while we are focusing on this other stuff and all what the world is doing, we need to get our attention back up on what he actually has for us to do, which is spread the good news. That's what he told his disciples. Go out into the world. One place he said, go out into the highways and byways, because the certain people that was invited didn't come to the wedding. He said, go out and get them all in there. See, he's no respecter of person. Aren't you glad to know that? That the biggest influence that he had was love and compassion. That's what he came for. I'm glad you stopped in, and I look forward to the next time. And so, until next time.